Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Okay, SSN, we can try that. Let me pop that in the if we have time. Hello Corey, how are you? Hey, no, this is great. Everyone seems to be here to start with. The document for this week's session is pinned in the conversation, and it's also in the description for those of you who are watching on live replay. The chat will also come within about 24 hours of the video finishing, and that's just waiting for YouTube to get its act together. Can you all hear me loud and clear? If any of you want to make suggestions for what we should rank or what categories we should use to rank our models and beats with, that'd also be great to know. Just hit me up with some ideas. I've kind of put a few in, but there's always more that we could do, and I want to make this so it's like useful for you guys. Likewise, if there's anything you want me to try, give me a heads up, and it's exciting. Okay, so last week we started work on making the beats for our cozy mystery. So we have a look in here. We started looking at different scenes. We saw what happened when we don't give the AI enough information. We ensured that our beats give enough data for us to actually write context with, and compared our different models worked for generating beats. We did a little table that kind of gave us like the pros and cons, and that's in the previous video. You can click on there to grab it, or if someone wants to plop a link down below, that would be amazing. But yeah, so we kind of like looked at the different kinds of beats you can get out of the prompts, and making our own summary to prose prompts, summary to beats prompts rather, within the chat interface. So yeah, it's kind of like, we got a decent bit, and then this week we're gonna start generating some prose. So we're gonna look at what factors we should consider when making codex entries. We're gonna look at the different ways that you can fill in the codex, because a lot of people have questions about this, and to be honest, like, it's often hard to answer because we're still finding these things out. Like, we'll keep finding out new tips and tricks and be like, oh, okay, that works well. And so kind of what I'm doing is I've kind of gathered like, and in each story I do different types of codexes just because it's whatever I felt like writing at the time. So it's not the easiest thing to explain. So hopefully through doing these experiments we'll come up with something, or we'll like be able to like eliminate some possibilities. That's kind of my hope, that by eliminating what doesn't work, we can start giving more informed answers to everyone. So chime in with your thoughts. I want this to be as interactive as possible so that I'm not just talking to myself, because that sometimes gets a bit awkward, So yeah, and then finally we so we're gonna then take those beats that we look at, beats, oh my god, I'm still on last week. We're going to look at all the different types of codex entries, and we're going to put them in a scenario from the story, the family meal scenario, and we're going to generate prose from those beats using 5 different models, I think. So we're going to generate the same thing with minimal editing. I might do like bits just to cut if it goes overruns, that kind of thing. But we're going to see how the different models react to codexes, especially because like some models are a lot have a much bigger context than others, and that kind of thing. So we're going to see how they go. And then finally, if we have time, I'm going to look at the genre style boxes and see how they also affect a scenario, how by like putting in, I don't know, like comedic or something, if that can like completely change the vibes. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you up for doing some deep dives in the Codex while I have a bit of my drink? Okay. While I wait for some questions, just in case some come after. So since last week, Space is always giving us lots of new features. So I've included a link to the changelog. So on Discord, these are automatically put up, but you can also go onto the changelog at this link here and get all the details. So in the last week, we've had new plan mode aesthetics, which you can see here. You can change the size of your boxes. I like having them on medium, and it just makes everything so much easier to move around. Oh my god, it made me so happy when this came. But you can also choose the card width, and whether it goes horizontal and vertical, and it remembers, so you never have to change it, which, amazing. There was also custom codex categories and groups, so you can see up here, I have the Rivers family. So I thought, put all the family characters together for this scene, so that we can just see them rather than having like the suspects and various others. And there's a lot of like cool funky stuff that we can do with those. And then finally there is the archiving of custom prompts to keep everything nice and neat and tidy, which, always good. So you can go search prompts, filter for show archived, and you can see there's the archive prompts there. If you go onto your prompt, you click the action menu, and you can clone your prompt, delete it, and also now archive it. So some fun new things. There's also a few other little like, bug fixes, minor improvements, but they were like the three key things. Just in case you've not been on Novelcrafter in this last week. Okay, so yeah, caveat at the beginning, like with beats, there is absolutely no right or wrong way to fill out your codex. This class is going to help find a way that you like. There might be things like I will have a preference, and you might be like, nah, don't like that. I prefer how this other one acts. And that is totally fine. Like, we're all doing this, we're all learning and getting these things together. So take everything as a learning thing. You can be like, okay, I like these, don't like these, mush these together, will work perfectly. Okay, so what should I consider when writing codex entries? So context length is the major thing to consider when making codex entries. The context length of different models vary. I've made a little table here of kind of like some of the common models that people use. However, you can just go onto Open Router documentation and it has all the information there. So it's easy to get a hold of. You can, so if a model only has a 4,000 token context window, you've got to hope that you don't put too much data in. So about 1,000 tokens is 750 words for the GPT models. However, we're not entirely sure, like each model is different because it's trained on different things. So it's a good rule of thumb. However, some models you might get less words for that token count, some you might get more. It's just a rough kind of guesstimate. Okay, parameter counts. So a 70 billion parameter model is going to reason better than a 7 billion parameter model because it's been trained on more. We're not entirely sure of models like GPT-4 or Claude. People have said that it might be in the trillions, so considerably higher when you think of the order of magnitude. So folks that have played with Mistral 7 billion and Mistral Medium will also see the difference kind of between those two models, and we're going to look into that, I think, in this session. Okay. Formatting. Or at least I know when I first started writing kind of non-AI, I found that I would do those really long, the like 500 question quizzes about a character, and you'd fill out the big spreadsheets or like Word documents, and it was like great fun, and you'd like include like, I don't know what your year 3 teacher is and like their favorite species of butterfly. And they're great for getting to know a character. However, you don't need to include that amount of stuff into your novel codexes. You can pop them in the notes section, but if the AI reads all of that, it is not going to know what's relevant. It'll just get overwhelmed. It's like if you told someone all of that information, expected them to remember it, and then start writing the story and use the information. Ain't going to happen unless you've got like an the memory that doesn't forget stuff. Likewise, nested entries can quickly add up, both in terms of token count and cost. So you only want to nest entries that really do always go together. Like if you've got a gang and you only ever see 2 characters of the gang together at any one time, you might think about not having everyone nested at the same time. Like, again, fine if you are, but it's just worth thinking about in terms of token count and the amount of information, and therefore the cost of each beat generation. And then finally, check your codex entry type. So this information gets sent to the AI. So it's important that you have, so here we've got the example of Golden Spoon. If it's a location, an object, or a character, like you want to make sure that you've got all of that data like kind of in the correct place. So, your characters, locations, lore, just keep an eye on that, because otherwise it might end up making like a spoon an animate, like a person, a character, and you'd be like, I'm not entirely sure about that. So yeah, good to keep in mind. Okay, so then we're going to look at the different types of codex that I've basically tried to make. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different codex types to give kind of like some kind of comparison. If you have any others that you would like me to try out, let me know down below as we're going, and I can see if I can add one. So we have the brief bio, which is what I made when doing the original codex entry, when we were making all the codex entries. So the original codex video where we were making all the codex entries. So I've used Charlie Rivers. He is Maya's jovial father, a retired local police officer who enjoys fishing and sharing his anecdotes from his days on the force. He always wears brightly patterned shirts. 26 words. I'm going to see how it does. Like, it's very simple, to the point. Charlie is going to like come up 2 or 3 times. Like, he's not a main character. He's kind of like helping to build the environment around our sleuth. So it's kind of more feels rude to call him an accessory, but that's the kind of vibe that that he has. So then for our protagonist, Maya. So I've put, in her late 20s, Maya is the owner of the Glenford Nook, who adopted the failed service dog Sparky. Sparky is a nested entry in Maya, and vice versa, because they are always together. She has shoulder-length brown hair that she keeps tied up in a ponytail, tanned skin, and prominent freckles. She has hazel eyes. She dresses in practical, hand-embellished clothes and is a big fan of upcycling. Then there's a bit of information on her personality. So Maya is an empathetic and introverted individual who excels in one-on-one interactions. She is highly observant with a meticulous nature, especially in organising and problem-solving. Her caring and warm personality makes her deeply involved in her community. Maya prefers structured environments and is averse to spontaneity, leaning towards orderliness. She often feels a moral responsibility to help others, which sometimes leads to self-criticism and high personal expectations. Her protective instinct is particularly strong when it comes to defending her pets. Maya is motivated by a desire to help others, particularly her neighbours. This inspires her to become an amateur sleuth. And that is 157 words. So that's probably the length that I use in general for a codex. Like, unless I need information specific to a scene, there's nothing more that I would feel needed to be said. However, that differs for everyone else. So I've gone for next a probably too long detailed bio, in the sense of, like, it would be fine for a main character, but I think it would be too much for, say, Maya's brother, who is also just going to show up a couple of times. So this is 350 words almost. It goes a lot into his backstory, his personality, clothes styles, different kind of things like that. I'll let you guys read that in your own time, because that's a lot to read out. But it includes a lot of information that may never get brought up in the story if I was writing it without AI. So it'd be interesting to see how the story will be affected by kind of this big oversight in, or like imbalance. Then I thought, okay, let's go the complete opposite. And you've probably heard of what 3 words, which is a 3-word, 3 words that are used to pinpoint a 1 meter by 1 meter square location. So I thought, okay, well, what 3 words would I use to capture the essence of a person? So we've gone for Sophie Rivers. She's Maya's cousin, who's an emergency dispatch worker. She is bubbly, sweet, and loquacious. So very chatty. We're going to see how this goes. I don't know how the AI will run with this, but I thought, it's a good example of how a brief codex entry might impact things. Then form style, which will be more your traditional kind of like codex entries, like if you're kind of going for role, age, backstory, personality, physical description. I kind of included all the key things kind of pertinent to the story. So that's probably similar in length, yeah, to Maya's. So I'm not sure if giving the context will impact on things or not. So we'll see. Then I've gone for a bullet style for Jim Rivers, who is the police officer cousin. Just a set of bullet points that kind of, short, sharp sentences to convey what we want. And finally, for Maya's uncle Paul, I've included key information that is relevant to the scene, but not necessarily his entire character arc. So he swears, he's an EMT, he wants to make people laugh. He regularly goes on protests, which comes up in the chapter. He really dislikes Sebastian and other individuals trying to buy the manor house, and he is Maya's uncle. So that is key information that will come up in this scene, but may not come up any other time. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. So they're the types of codex that I've kind of thought, okay, well, what could be a codex type that people use when they're asking, what do I put in? Oh, okay. Then we've got the experiment time, which is what the bulk of the class, I think, is going to work on. So I've made a kind of like a template to start with, but we're going to look at each model for each beat and to see. So I'd like your thoughts on other things to rank. So we've got prose quality, references to the codex, and adhesion to beats, and then maybe like how much it references prior text, because obviously we're going to come back and have the original stuff come up. So yes, so they're the things I'm thinking of for this. We're going for Mistral 7B, Mistral Medium, Gemini Pro, Toppy, and Claude. For once, I've not got for once I've not got what's it called? GPT on here. So I might do some at the end. We'll see how things go. And then likewise, it'll be a bit more of a complicated chart, but I thought it would be interesting to count how often the character gets mentioned in the beat or the story, kind of like to see what the weightings are. And then also, is too much info backstory given? Like, is it kind of dominated by stuff that gets, are descriptions continuously mentioned and things like that? So I thought we could make some notes on that. To be fair, I think I might do those ranking. That ranking will be at the end. It'll be something slightly different, and then we'll just stick with this. Oh. And then I'll copy and paste the prose into these. That's kind of how I've prepared this. So I'm going to duplicate. Up. So I've already prepared as well 5 stories. I've put the contexts. So we've got a variety of different context windows and stuff as well. How many beats are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 6. So I'm going to quickly work on setting this up. If you have any questions or any suggestions or requests, now is the time to ask. As a thing, I've got the Rivers family here with all the characters nested, so that even if they're not mentioned in the scene explicitly doing something, they might get brought up, and it'll be interesting to see like what they do, kind of, because I want the AI to remember that all the characters are still there. We'll go up, show the Rivers family. Would you prefer me to do one beat but compare every model, or to go through one model at a time? Which way around? I'm thinking maybe doing the one beat in each model might work better, but of course, if you guys have a preference, let me know. Direct comparison makes, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like doing direct comparisons means that we can see things a little more clearly. Okay, amazing. You all are on the same page. Brilliant. I'm almost done. I mean, it could be more effort, but we'll see how it goes. And like, we don't have to do the entire chapter. This is kind of more a getting the vibes of how things are going. Oh, that's just dragged along. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's begin. So as you can see here, I've named all my different things. so that I know that I've got them. I'm just gonna make a quick. Yeah, how have you all been? Have you been doing much writing? Got any exciting projects going on? Right, let's begin. Okay, so yeah. Experiment time, beat 1. Granny's house, characters present, the Rivers family. Maya arrives at Alice's house for the bi-weekly family dinner. Sparky comes along, greeting each family member enthusiastically as he searches for treats. Maya helps Alice set up the table with Connor while others busy themselves with food preparation. I've prepared a prompt for the Codex class. This is literally, I'll go on configure prompts, I'll show you. I've basically deleted most of the models. I can delete the GPT ones. Let's put them in order of what I'm doing them in as well. And in the instructions, it's the same as the general purpose prompt. However, I did change it from 900 to 700 words that it would write, because I didn't want it trying to conclude things. It might still, 700 is quite big. Do I lower that? I'm going to lower it to 600. Just to see, because I don't want things kind of going too far. So yeah, no, we'll see how that goes. Oh, awesome, Derpa. That's really exciting. He or she is making a mystery female veteranian series. That I dig that. I love 1930s vibes. That'd be really fun. Okay, Mistral 7B. If you want to pause generation partway through, you can just press apply and it just it stops, and you can keep everything, else that's the same. Okay, so we know that the mentioned characters are Maya, Alice, Sparky, Connor. Okay, so immediately you can see that Toppy 7B has started pulling out from the Codex. So Maya arrived at the bi-weekly dinner. She was greeted by the warm aroma of freshly baked bread and the sounds of laughter and chatter. As she walked in, she noticed Sparky, her beloved rescue dog, again pulling from the Codex quite heavily, wagging his tail excitedly. He was followed by Connor Rivers, her older brother and firefighter, who had just come to set up the table. Hey Maya, Connor called out. I'm glad you could make it tonight. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Alice Rivers, Maya's grandmother and mother of Charlie and Paul Rivers, greeted her with a warm hug. You're just in time. As they sat down to eat, Maya couldn't help but notice how much Sparky loved the family dinners. He would often sneak off and find treats and bring them back to the table, much to everyone's delight. Is that also something mentioned here? Yeah. So I also noticed it's kind of like run on a bit. Okay, so let's copy and paste that. Mistral medium. So, guys, references to Codex. I'm going to just say many. That was arguably too many references to the Codex, and it was kind of like giving everyone. It was overly defining everyone, I think. What do you think of the other qualities? So the prose quality, adhesion to beats, and how much it references prior text doesn't matter because we've not got any prior text yet. So that will be the same across the board. But what do you think about the prose quality and adhesion to beats? Okay, so it has carried on a little bit. So I'm just going to edit that as... Yeah, I agree. Too stiff and unnatural. It's mostly kept. I'm going to delete that. It is, yeah, I would agree. It is stiff slash unnatural, kind of summarizes, and yeah. And then for adhesion to beats, stuck to beats but kept, but then ran off. How many words was that? Okay, 200 words ish. Interesting. So it's, you know, it's kind of done what we want ish. Yeah, keep writing your thoughts while I go on to the next one. Mr. Medium. I know. Well, Sparky is stealing everything. Okay. Codex class, Mr. Medium. Same prompt. I've also removed all these scenes from, like, they're excluded at the moment from Codex context, so the summary of the chapter before doesn't influence things. We'll see how that does. Okay, this is Mistral Medium. Okay, so it's kind of like explaining the codex there. It's starting with action, which I like. Labrador Retriever greets each. Okay, it's pulling from Connor's bio there, because he was quite muscly. Okay, it's following. I like this, that it's kind of continuing on the story, still generating. Asmo kind of worked in tandem. Okay, I like this. It's brought more codex stuff in, but kind of like, I like this. It's kind of, it is bringing in from every character. I will give everyone a show of that once this is finished generating and we've gone through it. May looks out the window, grab. Okay, well, let's apply that. Just for context for everyone, if you go to generate prose, click on your thing, preview final prompt, you can see that. So you can see Maya here, Alice, you can see all the different Sparky, Connor's goes on for a bit. Maya's voice, as in like how she writes, which is a global context, a global thing. And story so far, just showing the first chapter. Yeah, so it seems to have gone, and then it seems to, then it started running on. Probably delete from, yeah, so it's tried to finish the scene. So I'm gonna delete, so half of it deleted. Minimal editing, I promise. So I was thinking, so yeah, I think, oh no, wait. Give you what? Wait. Oh, it's just. Okay. So then I feel that the prose is much more natural, good dialogue. A lot of it is action based, so I'm kind of like, I'm not unhappy with any of that. Many, but more naturally than 7B. Took 2 beats, but then tried to finish the chapter. And prose quality? How would you guys rank the prose quality? I quite like it. I think it's, it's lots of it's the same size. Like the paragraphs are quite bulky. Okay, Gemini Pro. Okay, oh wow, this is really... Oh, that was quick. This is really drawn from the Codex. Let me pop this in so you can all read it at your own pace. So immediately, the description of the house. Mismatched furniture, low ceilings, tended garden, has a fireplace in the main room. Immediately talking about low ceilings, fireplace, cozy atmosphere. Like it is using the entire codex straight away. A little bit telly, but little Sophie. His voice boomed across the room, his booming laughter following. Sure, Google. Okay. Connor, the master of cutlery. Okay, I'm really liking these family vibes. Okay, I mean, okay, so I feel the prose quality is better, but kind of repeats things a lot. I like the natural flow of conversation. And I could imagine the scene that was written. Okay. Reference to Codex, a lot. What have I done? Oh my god. Oh, that was worrying. A little... Aren't you? Not even on Open Router, because I know Open Router has a key. for it. So try through there if you can't elsewhere. Little telly. Yes, it did. Added in imaginative spells. And addition to beats. The best. Why is my computer not as quick as me? What was I doing? A little telly. The best so far. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure because I know like there is a lot of things that are hard, like Claude. You can, or at one point you could only get from a few countries. But I think yeah, going through like OpenRouter or like another provider should work. Okay, right. And that was 400 words, which I feel like is a good amount for a chat, like for a beat like that. I would be happy with that as a beat, like the prose from a beat. I think that kind of gives me enough of what I want, especially like so if there's 6 beats and each give about 400 words. That is 24, so 240, 2000, 2400. So that would be a very like that would be for a cozy mystery that would work very well. Copy. So this one, I've heard kind of goes a little bit funky at times, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. This is just a 7B again, so we're kind of maybe going down in quality. Who knows? Oh my god, okay. Already GPT, like, or AI-isms. So if you're wondering why heart is in red, it's because I've made a codex entry of like AI-isms. Just to kind of have as a flag. Okay, so again, it's... Oh my god, Alice! When did you decide to write a book? Okay, so that is completely concluded the day. I'll send this to y'all. And she's also not a detective yet. Okay, guys, what is your verdict? Okay, references to Codex. Let me check that first. Okay, well, I mean, it's just telling. Good. Like, I feel like it's just taking snippets out of the Codex and, like, putting it in. Yeah, this is like a bi-weekly meal, so... So I feel like it raced through the beat, then tried to finish the scene on its own. Yeah, I feel like you could use this as part of a kit bash. I would want to edit the prompt or do something to try and like get it. I would want Toppy to adhere to the beat a little bit more. So I'd have to like play around with the prompting before that then went on, you know? So yeah. Okay. So I've deleted half of that. But you know. C'est la vie. Claude. So I'm going to use Claude 2.0. So the one before the update that kind of crashed a lot of things for people. I believe 2.1 would still work. However, this seems to be the better righty one that people like. It is moderated, but this is a scene that doesn't have any NS for work things. And it has it has a context window of 100,000 tokens. Sorry, I've not been sleeping well this week. Waking up far too early, like, 3 a.m. Not fun at all. A little bit slow. I wonder if it's actually going to be 543 words now. We can see. Oh, I like that. Sparky whining, thumping against the sea, like it's referencing the cottage, but not too on the nose. I don't know why. It's always saying that it's chicken. Like, all the models seem to be like, yep, midweek roast, or midweek meal, roast chicken, and fresh bread. I don't know if I've mentioned somewhere either of those things, but it just seems to be coming up. Okay, it's not 543 words, but it's kind of near, to be fair. Oh my god, look, there are sentences that don't have any like dialogue tags on. I've not used Claude in a while, so I forgot how much I like it in some things. Chicken is a very cozy meal. I had chicken yesterday. It was like a piri piri and lemon chicken. Kind of like Nando's style, like a healthier Nando's. Very nice. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, perfect timing, perfect teaming.
I've just made it.
Thank. Hey. Well, we've already got I think peanuts mentioned in the first chapter, but yeah, maybe the dessert is peanut cheesecake, peanut butter cheesecake. Um, well, it has SSN. It has mentioned some peanut butter. Okay. Okay. So other than that one paragraph, which is fine, it sticks pretty well to the beats. I would probably put there. But I quite like this. I feel like the prose is the most natural so far. Sorry. Apologies for the weird sounds. Sebastian does turn up later in the chapter, so that would work, actually. And I like this, like, oh, bloody hell, rather than else. Yeah, I like that it alludes to the, like, Sparky going and looking for peanut butter things. The most natural. And I don't see any character kind of being more like prominent so far. Very good. Only had to remove paragraph and a half. Slightly. Okay. So yeah, if I was going to do like a vote, I'd probably say okay, I mean actually everyone. So what are your like rank them in order that you feel that they've dealt with this beat. Using the codex, I guess, is the maybe the main thing we should do is in reference to the codex is how it's dealt. Personally, Horde seems to have done the best, in my opinion. Then Gemini, then Mistral Medium, then Mistral, then Toppy. I think that's how I'd rank these. Yeah. Okay. Wait, is it move this? Oh, it's fine. Okay. Oh my god. I was wondering why everything was disappearing. It's because all the other beats. Ah! No, that is not what I want. Want it. This is a H1, is that why? I don't use Notion that much. Yeah, we can work that out later. Okay. Shift tab, okay. Ah, amazing. Thank you so much, Space. You are my actual hero. Where have my other beats gone? Are they in here? Oh, weird. Yeah, Toppy tried. Gold star. Grey star, you kind of tried. Oh yeah, I was getting rid of that to try just at the very end. Hello, Dreamwright Go. How are you doing? Okay, beat 2. Location, Granny's house. Characters present, the Rivers family. As they're all settling down for dinner, Jim arrives out of breath. He joins them at the table. While serving potatoes, Alice reveals her intentions to join the upcoming local protests concerning a contentious village issue to the gathered family. Okay, I'm gonna... concerning the sale of the manor. Cousin Jim cautions Alice about the potential. I'm just gonna put Jim. Jim cautions Alice about the potential dangers and rowdiness of the protests, expressing his concern for her safety. Show what the other family members think about the protest. So this is also going to include, so we're looking at how it deals with the codex mainly, but we're also going to see like how much it refers to prior text, the adhesion to the beats, you know, that kind of thing in general. Okay, so we're going to go Mistral 7b. I'm just going to quickly just replace that. Move that up to here. So the prose has looking back 2,500 words. More than enough for here. Actually, so if we go on preview final prompt, you can see law. And then, oh wow, you see the Glenford Nook mentioned actually as a problem. Maybe it's nested into Maya. Plot advancement, the story so far. Okay, so then you can see here the AI is looking at what has happened so far. There's a lot more in the prompt. Codex class 7b. I mean, it's following instructions. Just not great. Let's send that to you. So 227 words. Perfectly fine. You can all read that. Okay, as family sat down to eat, Jim Rivers arrived at the door, out of breath. Maya notices dishevelled appearance and quickly rose to greet him. Okay, I feel like it's not understanding the conversation that well. Like, it's kind of like forgetting who's talking to who. Although I do like that Jim mentions the protest, like maybe prep for the protest is why he's late, and it kind of naturally brings it up in conversation. So I like that bit, but we'll see how things go. I mean, it's not obeying the British English, but you know, whatevs. Okay, done a perfectly fine job. My computer had better not have frozen. Yeah, it didn't. Not. There's a monster, then it's true. Oh, it's put the no complaints there. There's only one thing to do. And my notion has frozen. Okay, let's open it up in here. That is not refreshed or anything. That is worrying. I'm just going to close that. Okay. So references to Codex, or yeah, prose quality. Maybe I just have to like wait because I'm typing faster than my computer can handle. Normally it's fine in these streams. Maybe I've got more tabs open than I should. I don't know. Okay, well, at least it's kind of going. References to Codex and prose quality. Hasn't really pulled at all from it. Um, and prose quality, I guess it's like it's fine. Like it's stuff. It's usable. Yeah, I give it usable quality prose. Okay, Mistral Medium. Do any of you have any thoughts about Mistral 7B while I generate some prose? I'm a monster, then it's true. You. Oh, is it raining now? Okay. Huh. Okay, that her aversion to spontaneity had held her back. That's a little bit on the nose, but it is pulling from the Codex. Ugh. Everyone kind of sounds the same. Oh my god, these protests are turning violent. What? It is using everyone. Um, I mean, it is done a good job of sticking to the beats. Good job, yeah. Good job. Um, I have no, I have no complaints about the prose quality. Like it's perfectly fine. Like it's usable. I do like actually a lot of the models have done this, and I didn't think about it, but having Jim mentioning the process is a really good idea that I hadn't thought of. Like I just assumed Alice brings up that she wants to go on the protest because she's, you know, that kind of person. Oh, who has the booming voice? Was it Uncle? See, oh, okay, so you're not even Archie is the one with the booming voice. Interesting. So he's not even in this scene, but yeah. Paul. Oh yeah, yeah. They gave Paul the booming voice before. What does Paul even say anything about booming voice? It just says he swears like a sailor. Um, I mean, it has shown everyone's responses like a bit on the nose, but the references to Codex a bit on the nose. But they're there. This has kind of like accidentally become a rating AI models for beat following as well. But yeah, it's good that we can do both at the same time. Um, yeah, maybe it is an uncle thing. Maybe like when you become an uncle. I'll have to ask Sam if he too has a booming voice. Prose quality, yeah. Oh, I've not given you that. 1 minute. Also, it was really long as well. I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, 637 words. Like, impressive. And okay, starts up with more action. A potato. Okay, I mean, first of all, I'm gonna say fancies a potato and then a generous amount makes me think then it's mash. But I think that's just my um prose again. Bit hammy. Collective gasp swept over the table. Okay, jovial father. Joking. Okay, so this has her just like mentioning it. Um Oh, but you know what? They're not gonna reach him because he dies. Um okay. This is let me send you all it. You it all. They talk about the potatoes, so very good adherence to beets, I guess. Uh, it did carry on a bit further than I intended. However, I also didn't tell it where to stop, so I feel like it was kind of a bit more. Um, References to the Codex. Um, a little on the nose, but it did pull things in. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of surprised at how well it's doing Sophie. Like, given that it's like a 5-word codex entry, like, you know, for a minor character, not bad. And what do you guys think of the prose quality? Is of me. Poppy? I've got so much music in my head. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, you know when you have like songs stuck in your head. skip to beat. Oh my god. So it's correct, but it's a bit like, so a bit on the nose is kind of like, it's a bit like too obvious, like kind of like it's just staying like, yeah, it's just a bit too obvious, like, or like kind of there. It's like it's very much just like shoving it in your face. Um Feeling better, but non, yeah, that is true. I'm glad you don't mind me singing. Um I feel like I'm suddenly doing like a like hello stream. Um like my, so okay, Corey's kind of explained that better than me. Yes, so for people who don't have the chat yet, like on the nose, kind of giving too much information without allowing room for their own imagination, and kind of like, you know, like telling, and yeah. Okay, glad you can make it. It didn't really give everyone's views. It's tried to finish it. Um, um, to Blackjack, who's asking about me using it for scripts. I would totally be up for doing a session where I try to write a script with Novelcrafter. I know some people do that, like there have been use cases of that. I would more than happily give it a go. I would have to think about how to format it. Or I can make a short form video on how to do it, or how to like do it. I think once the prompt hub is finally like in existence, it will be a good way of sharing things and kind of giving ideas. Um, References to Codex. Oh wait. Okay. References to Codex. Let's scan for those. Not that much. I think after the stream as well, I can um make like an overall table, kind of like combining all the different answers from the different beats. I think that would be useful for everyone. Prose quality. Um, can something be flowery and stilted at the same time? Because that's how I feel reading this. It like, it's stilted, but it's also really flowery with like extra bits that you don't need. It's just kind of a bit like, eh. How much did it reference prior text? Yeah, no, it did a decent job at that. Oh my god, what's up? Oh my god. I like the phrase "my heart jumped into my mouth" has never felt so accurate in that moment. Um. Oh wow! Like I could act. Ugh. Okay. Scene B. Let's see how. I'm excited to see how Claude does. Okay, so she's not already sat down. That's fine. She knelt down in front of him. Okay, yep, so that's fine. She sits down. Um. Okay, I mean a little cheesy, but okay. Jim being the first one to talk calls her Gran. So it knows the relationships between the characters. It's kind of because it doesn't explicitly say that Jim is Alice's grandson, but it says that Jim is Maya's cousin, and it knows that. Oh, I suppose it knows that it says from here she's the grandmother of Jim. So it's kind of like including the family relationship has actually kind of been pulled in. Okay, including different characters' opinions. Oh my god. Okay, well, first of all, I was like, oh my god, that's freaky because that's what the next beat has. But I think it's also because it's reading from the chapter summary, maybe. But, Claude, thank you. You're doing. I'm slowly finding my love for Claude again. I think I kind of fell out of love with it because the stuff that I was writing at the time didn't fit Claude's style of writing prose. Because I was doing like some dystopian stuff, and so it was like needed to be grittier. Whereas this, it's like, okay, I can work with this. This is feeling nice. Yeah, I know. I think it's referencing well from the Codex. So, referencing the roast chicken. It's done a good job of that. Adhesion to beats. Yeah, I feel that's done a good job of that. References to Codex, some very good ones, and it inferred relations. Okay, so do you all agree that the rankings are the same? I think in terms of like Codex kind of coming in, it's doing a decent job. I've not got any complaints, to be fair. Like I also feel like I don't. Actually no? The question I want to ask you: what is your opinion on the different characters and how the Codex is getting brought in? Do you feel that there's a discrepancy or a imbalance between the different types of codexes? Because what I'm seeing at the moment is there isn't really like the characters that get mentioned again kind of get like the characters that are specifically mentioned in the beat get more screen time, but overall it does seem to be going fine. I'm quite liking it. What's my defined prose style? Okay, so yeah, I've gone for light-hearted, quirky characters, humor, witty. I feel like that is staying there, kind of well. Hmm. To be fair, I think all it's kind of going for Mia's voice as well. It's kind of following that well enough. Um. Oh yeah, 1 minute. Let me. Like, did I give you? Um. Yeah, I think I've not found that one codex style is dominating over another. They seem to pick out everything as it goes, which I'm not mad about. Like, I feel that's, you know, decent. Okay, go back to the top or to the Mistral. Ease of me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Took me by surprise. Hatred in his eyes. Okay, well that's not done a good job at all of like it kind of feels like the conversation isn't Valentine has asked what does it mean if the prose is stilted. It means like it's kind of like a bit clunky and like, you know, not it doesn't feel how like an actual conversation would flow. So I think here it was saying like kind of you know, they're planning to tear down the manor and build some kind of shopping centre. It's a huge loss for our community. I was thinking about joining the protests. I think we need to stand up for our home. It's a noble cause, but we need to be careful. Protests can sometimes turn violent. It's just kind of, it doesn't flow. Like, normal people don't talk like that. They kind of interrupt each other and, like, have half finished sentences and kind of change their thoughts. And yeah. Okay, so it did a very bad job of. Is it literally just not gonna write anything? Like, dude. Okay. How much it continues. Right to start the scene again. Adhesion to beats. Um, I mean, I was trying to write slowly to have it follow better, but it didn't. Okay, adhesion to beats, like, kind of, like, summarizing. You're learning new words here today, kids. To Codex. Okay, I mean, Jim is not her sister, so it's doing a bad job. So it's pulling from it, um, but not always getting it right. Not great. I'll wait for that to catch up. I'll take a quick look at my phone. Okay. I won't because it's let's see if this does better at like continuing, because like well, that has not had well, it's not had his declaration, it's kind of skipped that, so I think in the adherence to beats. Maya blurted out, her voice steady and calm. And then is it trying to... Yeah, it's trying to finish it. Oh my god, it's still going. Then... Gonna... then it tries to finish the story. Yeah, I'm worried about Maya's heart. She needs to get that checked. How many words was this? Like, yeah, 800 words, dude. I'll just give you the Mistral. Um, it references to Codex. Oh, wrong one. Jim. Nice hospital pride. I'll go with Granny. Interesting. No, no mention of football. That's what I was curious about. Get rid of all of that. I mean, it is referencing, but we'll be able to get this beat done, and So how would you... Yeah, I feel like Sophie's descriptions kind of just keep repeating. Write that as a note. How much did it continue on? For the last couple, because we've got 3 beats after this, and we're not going to have time to do all of the things with that. So, do you want me to do any, like, finish the scene off with any of the models, or try something else? Like, what would you prefer? Like, I'll finish beat 3 with all 5 models. Or if there's other models you want me to try, that could also be a thing that I do. And oh, her heart swelled again. Okay, again, it's not. I suppose it's told. Okay, so it is having conversation. Oh, it's talking about the animal shelter. Huh. Okay, I mean, it's obviously not being very original with the name. Oh no, that had whiskers. Okay. Oh my god, it's brought back the mystery of the missing cake. Is that from chapter 1? Um let me just be yeah, that's referred to the Granny's cake mentioned in chapter 1. Oh my god. Nice. Um yeah, no, okay, I can do that. SSN. What happened? Okay, really good reference thing. I feel like the conversation was a lot more natural in this one. I quite liked, they moved on, they were talking about the cats, the kind of, there was a conversation, it wasn't just like a summarising. Like, there was some summarising, but not loads. Adhesion to the beats. Yeah? Do you have any references to... Okay, let's whack out this Toppy and Board. If anyone has any questions or things they want me to test out while I'm doing these, let me know now. Because it'll give me a chance to think about it while we're doing this. Like if you want me to test out like prose styles or whatever. anything to do with the Codex, this is the time to. Okay, it's tried to finish that. Okay, well. My god, it's still going. What's it trying to finish it with? Okay, I mean, it's not been a long time, so lol. Um, and the final one. Okay, while that's generating, let me look at your questions. Would you sum up the answer to your idea for the stream? What if we add more detail? Did tons of character motivations, physical descriptions really make a difference? I was writing lit. Orlando says I was writing lit RPG and wanted to know, can the Codex pull power levels of characters? And what? Okay, so I think so far, what I would conclude is that if you have a really short codex, it will repeat the same things over and over again. However, after you've got out of that, it doesn't seem to make as much of a difference. Like, I had thought that Connor, because he's got so much, it would dominate and they try and fit things in. But I've not actually seen many descriptions of the characters, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. Like, I kind of thought, because this is like a chapter where we're seeing them for the first time, there would be loads of description. I don't know if it's just the model that we've chosen, but it doesn't seem to matter whether it's like how it's structured. It does seem to work either way. I mean, what do you guys think? Okay, well, get rid of the last. Um, oh, okay, I say that, and then suddenly we get this. Okay, when that's just not referred to anything. Okay. Oh my god, I spoke too early. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Yeah, the AI model's usually just like. Um. Okay, so it's regaled a story, but obviously that story wouldn't actually happen. But I guess it doesn't necessarily know that. Um. Okay, so I think we can very easily say that once again, unfortunately, the more expensive models are doing better. Um, kind of makes sense. Let's go to. Okay, we've got us. Okay, guys. I don't know if these work, these categories anymore. So I'm just going to just do an overall ranking. Let's just do an overall ranking. Um, oh yeah, yeah. I would normally validate like if I was actually writing these. Like I mean, you could see how I was deleting stuff. That would then impact on the next beat. But like, yeah, keeping things validated is really important because otherwise, whatever the AI has kind of done wrong, it'll keep doing it. And yeah, okay, guys, so based on what you've read so far, what are your thoughts on how each of the bios did? I'll start putting in my thoughts, but I would really appreciate you all to just chime in here and be like, which are your favorites? How did it work? Those kind of things, like, because it'll help the community as a whole. This is a collaborative effort. So I put for Sophie. Um, Basically, that the three words weren't enough, and that they kept repeating, which I feel is accurate. God, Notion is being so slow today. Um, for Connor, I was surprised on how on track the probably to be detailed said. Like it didn't start bringing in lots of random bits. Um, yeah, no, I agree, SSN. Like I didn't really. Yeah, I mean, this is not a tension scene. This is just like I wanted a scene that had a lot of characters in so that we could see the impact of lots of different codex entries. Um, and this was just one we already generated beats for. Does anyone else have any thoughts? Oh, damn it. Okay, so there's that. If anyone else has any thoughts they want me to add in, um, yeah, I was really surprised that no physical characteristics entered. Like, I thought they'd be talking about their eyes all the time. Um, I'm now gonna have a little look and see what is in my um okay, let's remove oh no, it's not that one, it's Maya's voice. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the cozy mystery, and then let's add in a new style guide and story genre. So what genre should we try and make one of these scenes? What vibes should we try and make this scene, guys? I wonder how the models could be convinced to not pull too heavily from the codex. Yeah, I guess by not including as much, like only like again like because if you depending on how detailed your beats are, you could maybe include the relevant information there. But um, uh, anyway, let's um. Okay, Corey, give me some then prose style guide keywords for it. Um, short sentences, abrupt, high danger, gritty, dark, terse language. Um, okay, let's see how this goes. Let me go on to plan. We'll use Claude. Um, um, that is amazing. So what I'm going to do is generate these quickly, all three beats, and then we can look at the entire kind of story as a whole and see how it changes based on. I'm just gonna apply there because it was starting to overrun a bit. Again, perhaps this is not an ideal scene, but... Oh my god, it's done a description now. I mean, it seems more like shorter sentences. Um, so I don't know about you guys, but no. Everything's still warm and fuzzy. Let me just check all my different, like, things to see if everything's off. The Cozy Mystery isn't included. That isn't included. Yeah. I don't know if that's because of the character descriptions or the plot or the fact that it's a family dinner. I was kind of like expecting them to be like, I don't know. Yeah, let's see what context goes to the AI. To be fair, the summary maybe doesn't give to it character. I mean, it might just be that no matter what you do, if it's set in a cozy cottage, it's going to be a cozy. Okay, well, let's try. It could just be that the beats are just not allowing anything to happen, but let's see. Okay, well, I feel like actually, rather than sticking it in the codex, sticking it in the beat has really made a big difference. It's put Connor in a fight. Oh my god, it's got violence in it. Claude has made some violence. Yeah. So yeah, I think my conclusion to that is that if your beats are quite cozy, and your characters and your summary are quite cozy, no matter how much codex telling otherwise is going to make it change. Your Unless your beats match the unless your beats match your kind of general mood, it's not going to happen. However, having this with, like, tense, fearful, suspicious, that's automatically made it follow the mood, which is good to know. So your beats are kind of as important to setting the tone as the style guide. I will copy those up after dinner, because I'm about to head off now. Is there any more questions? Let me know. If not, we can head off. I'll have a think about what to do next week. Is there anything that you guys want to focus on within the writing, like the write interface, and getting things kind of like written? Anything you want to explore, experiment with? Yeah, let me know. Mhm. Okay, I mean, if there is no more questions, okay, editing stuff. Yeah, I will. I was definitely planning on doing one of those at some point. So yeah, we can see. Maybe a session where I generate prose and then edit it in order for it then to be used, so you can kind of see how heavy I edit before generating the next beats. Yeah, I could also maybe show little bits of my fine tune and see how that goes. Not sure how well it'll work with a cozy mystery, but let me just screenshot those. Would probably work with talking to the characters, as in set their mood for answering. Okay, so maybe yeah, we could do some kind of yeah. Okay, I will take those ideas and have a think on them. And if not, I will. Oh, you're very welcome, guys. I'll see you next week. I believe. I think I'm free. Yeah. See you next week. Bye.